Bruce Lee, known for his speed, power, and unparalleled fighting skills, revolutionized martial arts forever. But what if we told you that behind his famous one-inch punch and lightning-fast kicks, there were secret techniques, rarely seen, that Bruce Lee used against his toughest opponents? These rare techniques pushed the limits of his fighting style and set him apart as a true master of combat. In today's video, we're uncovering the rare techniques Bruce Lee used in his most intense battles. Moves that were so powerful and effective, they left even his toughest opponents struggling to keep up. Get ready to discover the secrets behind his legendary style and how these rare techniques contributed to Bruce Lee's unmatched dominance in the martial arts world. Bruce Lee was more than just fast and strong. He was a strategist. His approach to combat was a blend of calculated precision and dynamic improvisation. While his famous techniques, like the one-inch punch and his devastating speed, were well known, there were lesser-known, yet equally powerful techniques that he used in his fights against formidable opponents. These techniques weren't just about raw power. They were about exploiting an opponent's weaknesses and turning the fight in his favor. One of Bruce Lee's rare techniques was the finger jab to the eyes, a move that was fast, unexpected, and incredibly effective in disorienting his opponent. The finger jab wasn't a strike anyone saw coming. It wasn't flashy or dramatic. It was a quick, pinpointed attack aimed directly at the eyes, stunning his opponent long enough to set up a devastating follow-up attack. In his toughest fights, Bruce Lee often used this technique to gain the upper hand and gain the advantage in split-second situations. Another rare move Bruce Lee employed was his chambered side kick. While this kick is often associated with traditional martial arts, Lee added his own spin to it. The side kick, delivered with lightning speed, was often used to strike at an opponent's midsection. But Bruce Lee would often chamber his leg before delivering the blow, adding an element of surprise and power. His side kick was so fast that his opponents had little time to react, and it became one of his most effective techniques in close-quarters combat. In addition to his physical techniques, Bruce Lee's mental agility was a key element of his fighting style. One of his rare but incredibly effective techniques was his psychological warfare. Bruce Lee was a master at getting into his opponent's head, breaking their concentration and forcing them into making mistakes. Whether it was through his intense gaze, his ability to move unpredictably, or his use of verbal taunts, Bruce Lee knew that combat wasn't just physical, it was mental. By exploiting his opponent's nerves, he could outsmart them as much as outfight them. One of the most remarkable rare techniques Bruce Lee used against his toughest opponents was his trap-and-hit strategy. In this technique, Lee would set his opponent up, luring them into attacking. Once they took the bait, he would use their momentum against them, trapping their limbs or redirecting their energy before delivering a brutal counterattack. This technique, a combination of speed and precision, was a staple of Bruce Lee's ability to overwhelm opponents, even those who were much stronger or larger than he was. Finally, the no-sound strike is one of the rarest and most fascinating techniques Bruce Lee used. Known for his speed, Bruce Lee could strike so quickly that the impact of his punches and kicks would often make no sound at all. His opponent wouldn't even know they'd been hit until it was too late. This silent, deceptive speed was one of the most unnerving aspects of his fighting style, leaving his toughest opponents unable to react in time. Bruce Lee's rare techniques weren't just about showing off his prowess. They were about efficiency, precision, and the mastery of martial arts. These techniques were a result of years of experimentation, refinement, and the pursuit of perfection. They gave Bruce Lee the edge in combat, allowing him to face and defeat some of the toughest opponents the martial arts world had ever seen. If you found these rare techniques Bruce Lee used against his toughest opponents fascinating, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more legendary martial arts content. Share this video with anyone who loves Bruce Lee's unmatched fighting style, and leave a comment below. What's your favorite Bruce Lee technique?